You've all been this guy at one point or another. If you're playing tank, or you're playing dive, you're playing flankers, it's going to be you at some point. And a lot of you are probably thinking, yeah, that's just their problem. But I actually think this is going to be a bigger problem as the game develops. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I made a video before kind of beefing about Emma. I thought I had a really big problem with Emma Frost. I thought maybe she needs to be nerfed. And now that we see her nerfs, they're not really tackling the CC. And I'm starting to realize maybe the CC, like the choke slam, is not the problem. It's part of a much bigger problem. There's like way too much crowd control in the game already, and the game's only been out for 7 months. My biggest fear is that this game becomes Overwatch 1 at the end of Overwatch 1. You've all seen that XQC clip.
Reloading.
Can I play?
But why am I complaining about this right now? Obviously, there's counterplay, right? You can play around the cooldown every time somebody makes a video complaining about Emma Frost or some other kind of crowd control or stun or sleep or whatever. People are always going to say, dude, just play around it. The problem is when all 6 players have something like that, there's literally no way you're going to play around that. I honestly think it's going to be a problem. I don't think it's too much of a problem right now. So the argument is somewhat valid right now. You know, there's not too much crowd control. It is annoying. A lot of it is ridiculous, but it is manageable. But my biggest concern is that this game is going to go on and on and on, adding a new hero every single month, and a lot of them are going to have crowd control. I don't want to see the day where Marvel Rivals has a CC comp. Like, the whole point of the team is just to put people in stun locks and sleeps and all kinds of other stuff until they're dead. Oh, don't have poor positioning, don't get caught out. I'm like, dude, they keep adding heroes that can either lunge forward, pull people back like Mr. Fantastic, etc. They're going to eventually add a hero that locks people or pulls people from across a map like Roadhog and then pushes them through this like CC chain. And yeah, you can say poor positioning, but like, man, there's too much to look out for already. But I think you guys have to think about the future of the game, right? Is there going to be real counterplay, right? Are we going to get more bans? Is there going to be something that makes it so that you don't get put into 30 seconds of straight stuns and die because you moved out just slightly too much? Like, I know a lot of the people that comment on these types of videos are casual players. I'm a casual player, and you guys are probably thinking about these quick play lobbies or even gold or plat, maybe even diamond lobbies, but imagine how horrible it's going to get at the top level where they utilize it. With like, all right guys, we're going to run the new alpha CC chain combo starting with this. Like, I promise you, it's going to be a meta. People always find the best thing possible, and if the best thing possible is just putting people through nothing but stuns until they're dead, they're going to do it. I think if we're going to keep adding new heroes to the game every single season, like actually twice a season, and they're going to be adding stuff like stuns and sleeps and pushbacks and knockbacks and pulls and all kinds of stuff like that, one of two things has to happen, right? They're either going to have to ridiculously reduce how often these heroes come with some kind of crowd control, or we have my idea. Now guys, hear me out. This is going to sound crazy, but I used to be a competitive World of Warcraft player, and if any of you have played World of Warcraft, you're familiar with something called diminishing returns, or DR. I think if your game is going to have a million stuns available, like there's heroes that have 2 different forms of crowd control, if we're going to have it like that, eventually we're going to have to start categorizing what kind of crowd control they are, right? A stun, a sleep, a knockback, a pull, something like that, a knock up. And they're going to have to start like not overlapping, right? Not where you can put someone in a 3-second stun into a 3-second stun, but instead, if you put somebody into a stun that lasts 3 seconds and the following stun is supposed to be 3 seconds, instead it'll be 1.8 seconds, right? And then the next one will only be 1 second. There has to be like diminishing returns like that if you're going to have that much crowd control that can be thrown out that often. I think that might have to be the play. If you're going to keep adding heroes every single month, and a lot of them are going to come with some kind of knockback or stun or sleep or whatever, you're going to have to make it manageable, right? Hey, post edit me here. So yeah, Phoenix has a stun and a slow all in one ability. So the new hero has an instant stun when she clicks on her target, and then it follows up with a blast that slows them. As you can see, they really like CC in this game. I don't think we should keep doing this with as many heroes as often as they're doing it, or we can of course go with my idea with diminishing returns. It can't be the conversation of play around it eventually when there's that much going on. That's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong. I am just a little bit concerned because I've seen a million clips like this. And yes, people can always argue it's bad positioning, but sometimes you genuinely get webbed by penning from across the map and then Wolverine leaps on you. Like, yeah, you can make like the slightest mistake, but should you really be put in an hour of CC and die because you stepped to the right and forward a little bit? Like, realistically, should that really be okay? But yeah, I am biased. I play Hulk. I play like Venom. Sometimes I mess with Cap. I don't really play like flank DPS, but it is ridiculous when I try to get out, get pulled by Mr. Fantastic. He's like, nope, get back here, into Wolverine leap, into Emma Frost chokeslam, into Luna Snow stun, and I'm dead. Like, that's unfun, bro. I know a lot of you maybe didn't play Overwatch 1. Maybe you only played Overwatch 2. Maybe you think I'm just yapping and I'm wrong, but genuinely, at the end of Overwatch 1, there was so much crowd control, like an overbloated amount of it, that sometimes you would get knocked into the air and just die because you made the mistake. There's already a combo right now where it's like Cap knockup into Psylocke combo and you're dead. It's like got no counterplay once the Cap lands a knockup. Like, it doesn't even have to be pure crowd control. It can just be 3 into some kind of DPS combo and you're dead with no counterplay. Like, you have to think like, yes, it could be chains and chains of CC. It could just be enough to make it so you don't get to play the game. Either way, it's not healthy. It's not fun. It wasn't fun in Overwatch 1. I am actually a person that is a huge fan of the pullback on the CC when Overwatch 2 came out. Now, I had made this video on TikTok about Emma Frost. I probably exaggerated a bit. I did say like, yeah, maybe she needs some nerfs. I kind of take that back, but at the same time, some of the comments that I saw were a little ridiculous. Like, bro, this is just like Overwatch though. When you're out of position, you get pulled by Hog. What happens when you get pulled by Hog, right? You die, right? Because people shoot at you. Nobody stuns you into another stun, into another stun, into another stun. There's only one tank in Overwatch 2. They balance the game like that because most of the crowd control comes from tanks. So if you get pulled by Roadhog, the only thing that could really happen is like maybe Ana sleep, right? If an Ana trades a sleep to get that pick, now somebody else on the team, like a Genji, for example, can go in and ult. Like, there's trade-offs. The game is balanced with trade-offs, but if everybody gets to have a piece of that pie where they just get to control people, there's no sacrifices being made. Like, it's not gonna hurt at all to use Luna Snow's stun, right? Luna Snow stun or any other CC in the game should feel like a very conscious decision that you're making, that you're sacrificing this cooldown for something that is just as important, which whether it be killing Black Panther or whatever else. If everybody has CC, it's not gonna matter. It's just gonna be like, dude, just use cooldowns. Just throw stuff out. I don't want this game to be a slop fest at the same time. Like, besides my ranting about how annoying it is to get stunned over and over again, I also just want people to be more conscious of what they're doing or have to think, right? It's not too crazy to say I want Marvel Rivals players to think. Like, I'd rather, even from just a spectator perspective, if I'm watching high-level Rivals, I really don't want to see people throw out multiple stuns into one guy and then he dies. It's not fun to watch. It's not really intuitive or thoughtful now, is it? So I've been thinking about this for a while, ever since they added Emma and we actually had like real CC chains because of Emma. It actually got me considering the fact that maybe there's too much crowd control. It honestly started with Wolverine, but now with Emma, Wolverine into Emma combo into Luna Frost or something else like that, I'm finding the game kind of miserable to play if you try to play some kind of brawl or something like Hulk, right? So either add less heroes that have crowd control, but honestly eventually you're going to have to add just enough where it becomes too much because they're going to add a new hero every single month, or you make it so that stuff gets reduced as you add more to it, right? I don't think it should just be like, oh, everything is CC, everything reduces. I think they should categorize it because then we actually have to be more thoughtful and mindful. It can't just be like, oh, don't use it at all because that guy's stunned. I'd rather be like, oh, this guy's stunned so that I can do a full like amount sleep on Mantis, right? Or some kind of knockback. My knockback isn't going to be affected because they got stunned. Like, I want it to be at least categorized. I don't want people to lose everything. I just want it so that in the future we have to be mindful and then you don't just suffer eternally for making the slightest mistake. Anyways, what do you guys think? I know I ranted about this specific thing for way too long, but it's been on my chest for a minute, man. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think the crowd control's fine? Do you think it'll never be a problem? Do you think the game's just going to be great no matter what? Or do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments or let me know what you ate for breakfast. I really don't care. Just commenting is really good for the algorithm and I appreciate you guys for that. Also, like and subscribe if you want more content like this. Like, I don't normally just do rants and talking like this, but hey, I thought it'd be fun. Have a good night.